Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the stage our 2024 NPower Gala honoree, a leader and change maker, Antonio Neri, for a special fireside chat. Let's start with your journey at HPE, which started 3 decades ago at a European call center and culminated with you becoming president of HPE. That's incredible. That's the journey that you hear about in dreams. People say, oh, that's possible, but you actually did it. So I know everybody wants to know, what were some of the key moments and leadership opportunities that drove that path forward?
Well, first of all, thank you for hosting this Fireside chat. Thank you for honoring me today. I want to thank Bertina and NPower for an amazing mission to drive this path forward, to create opportunities for the underserved communities and their underrepresented backgrounds. I grew up in a multicultural environment, and so since I've been in the United States now almost 25 years, it's been a whole different experience for me. But I bring a set of values that I carry from my family and all the places I work throughout my career. And as you said, I joined HP in 1995. It was an amazing journey because I moved to Holland, which is a country that's very open, inclusive, liberal in many ways. And, think about opportunities. When I moved to Holland was because I met the girl, and the girl took me to
That's the reason.
to Amsterdam. and there's a funny story. I didn't speak any English. But I had to find a job. And so there was HP looking for people that spoke different languages. As you can imagine, 21 different languages in that call center. And they were looking for someone who, at the time, understood the PC client architectures. And, they needed someone to support these unique products with operating systems don't exist anymore. I actually lived pretty much every technology generation in my lifetime. That tells you how vast my experience is, not to say old. But that said,
I didn't say it, you said it.
No, I'm just saying. But, but it was a very important moment because I was very qualified for what I needed to do. And obviously, they were looking for someone who spoke Italian and Spanish, which are my 2 mother tongue languages. But I didn't speak in English. So one of the tests is to write in English. And obviously, I failed. I failed the test. But the hiring manager was a British Jamaican, man of color, that said, you know what? This guy has everything to succeed in the job that we have open. We will teach him English. Please hire him. And if it was enough for him, and unfortunately he passed away now, dear friend of mine, I would not have become the CEO of the company. So that tells you something. It's something you carry for the rest of your life to give people opportunity to express themselves, to learn new skills, and succeed in life. So that's something I carry with me for the rest of my life, and it's something I try to operate every day when I lead 62,000 employees, soon to be 72,000 employees.
Wow. Congratulations. It just takes that one person to believe in you, huh?
Only one person. Every person in the world can make a difference.
That's amazing. Community and social impact have continued to play a huge role in your career and are at the heart of NPower's mission, deeply rooted in HPE's DNA as well. But DEI efforts are facing a lot of legal challenges right now. So how are you continuing to push forward with social impact and fostering diversity and inclusion?
Yeah. So when I became CEO, I had 3 key priorities. Number 1, setting the North Star for the company after a tumultuous time, drama that happened in the 2000s. Some of the people in the room went through to that journey. In fact, an ex-colleague of mine. And we had to figure out what was the place where we want to play and win. What was our strategy? And I embarked as an engineer in an innovation-driven agenda. I felt that the previous strategy, which were more financial-driven, was not going to make it. And to me, it starts all with the relevancy of the company, how we do things, what we do, and how we do it. So number 1 was the innovation roadmap for the company based on that strategy. Number 2 is our customers and partners, which a lot of the partners are here, by the way. and how we make sure that they have a role to play. And number three is a culture. And in many ways, I think culture became the most important part of the priorities. And to me, it was all about putting the employees at the center of that agenda and how we create a place where everybody can come and be themselves, the true belonging, and achieve their dreams like I did. When I joined HP, again, I didn't have the dream to become CEO, but I knew I can go far. And the question is how you find this diamond in the rough that ultimately you polish and then will become leaders of the future. And HP carries a lot of those roots in the culture, right? But it had to be modernized for these times. And I feel now we have a very vibrant, very engaged, employee workforce. And one of the things we work together as a team is inclusion first and diversity second. Because you can't have diversity without inclusion. And so in that context, we have a program that is basically fostered on three pillars. Number one, advancement. How we advance every possible talent in the company, give them the opportunity that I had. Number two, obviously, is equity. Equity meaning accessing resources, including equity pay. And I can tell you that today, HP has equal pay for male and female, any type of representation in the US, UK, and India, which are three of the largest countries.
It's amazing.
And then the other one is inclusion, obviously, but inclusion in the context of being your true self, and also be able to form and grow a family. So for us, for example, we are one of the only company, maybe the only company that offers 6 months maternal and paternal leave. Wow. And it costs you nothing. You think about the financial impact, people take all this time off. Actually, it's a huge return for the company. People are more committed, more engaged, happier life. And to me, it's something that we will continue to work on. You're never done. But at the same time, when you talk about this backlash, I don't see it in our company. Listen, I'm based in Texas, okay? Great, go Texas. But the fact of the matter is that we encourage our employees to go to the booth, to vote, to express their opinion. And we have an amazing engagement at the Employee Resource Group that everybody has an opportunity to contribute. And ultimately, it starts with leadership. Be very intentional in what you do and what you say. So for me, again, I didn't grow up here, so I maybe have a little bit less challenges when it comes down to these issues. And I said, one of the things I learned here was very interesting. Again, remember, English is my third language. I'm still learning, by the way. And I always said, I've been taken to a linguistic experience. You are in the media. And the way we say things and all of that we go around and around, for me, is a linear approach. Just say what you mean and stand by the values who you believe you are and be intentional in everything you do. I give you an example. We as a board, we said we got to have diversity in this board. And in the last 7 years, we created an equal board balance now. We are a 12 board member. 6 are women and 1 is an African-American person. And when I became CEO, there were no women in my staff, 0, which is fairly common in IT in many ways. Today, 60% of my staff are women. So it takes intention.
Your English is great, and thank you for setting an example. I think by proving that, you're showing a lot of other people that it's possible to offer things like paternal leave and actually have a benefit to the company. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So tonight's theme is difference makers. What motivates you to act as this difference maker in society and championing these causes and investing in social responsibility?
Well, we start with our purpose. If we talk about being purpose-driven, in 2018, we retooled our entire, purpose, vision, strategy. And so we started with our purpose. And our purpose is very clear, is to advance the way people live and work. And we do that by engineering experiences for all our constituents. So we embrace the stakeholder concept, not just the shareholder concept. And we follow 4 core beliefs. Number 1 is accelerating what is next. Next, for our customers, our partners, our employees, the future belongs to the fast. And those who have the courage and the over comfort will be more successful down the road. Second is be bold in everything you do. You know, for example, taking stance on certain position requires courage. And so I have no problem to take in positions where it makes sense and speak up, because your employees demand that you do that. The third one is the power of yes, we can. I'm an optimist by design, you know. I grew up in a family of Sicilians that obviously had two wars in their families, and we always laugh, you know, no matter what is the problem. We find a way. Actually, my mother is one of the great examples. She can cry and laugh at the same time. So go figure that. But you know, it's all about being positive. Bring that optimism to the work. And there is a very important concept, which is the we before the I. We are a community. We together can do anything we want. And ultimately, it takes collaboration, and it takes engagement. It takes listening to be better at what you do. And I believe a diverse company, obviously, is a better company. And last but not least, being a force for good. We do business in 172 countries, which means we touch everything that's going on in those countries. When you swipe a credit card, there is a 40–50% chance it's going to go through one of the HP systems. When you make a phone call, there is a 30% chance it's going to go through an HP system. So we are rooted and ingrained in the communities, and we power a lot of what's going on in society. But these core beliefs guide us how to operate. And therefore, the concept of inclusivity and diversity is ingrained in everything we do, in addition to social responsibility like sustainability and governance.
So technology is playing a lot more roles in our lives than 30 years ago when you first started in the call center. What are some of the trends that you're able to give us some insight into as HPE is looking to have the greater societal benefit using this technology?
Well, like I said, Jesse, I kind of pretty much live it all. I started in the mainframe era, which was just available to few, privileged people or companies. Then we went to more the kind of distributed world where the PC became available. And then we started using things like Word documents and the like. The internet came along, then we started connecting the world. Then we moved to the mobile first, cloud first approach. And now we live in the new age of insights with AI. And I think every time you went through that journey, there was a tremendous amount of disruption that took place. Some good disruption, some not so good disruption. But the pace by which we're moving these days is much, much faster. To give you an example, when the phone became available, it took almost 75 years for 50 million users to get access to the phone. In fact, I personally and my family, we didn't got access to the phone until 1981.
Wow.
Think about it. When the mobile phone became available, it took more than 10 years to get to 50 million users. AI, it took a month.
Wow.
To get access to 50 million users. To just use ChatGPT as an example. The problem we have is that obviously it needs to be responsible, ethical, sustainable, and inclusive. And one of the things I noticed, obviously, with the digital world and the access to connectivity, we start creating a little bit of digital divide. And so that's why I made a cause for myself to participate in the Davos Forum, create the right policies and the right tools for governments and the private sector to make sure we don't leave people behind. And I give you an example. When COVID started, you won't think that the United States will be in such a disarray. We had to put wireless access points in many communities, in the schools, parking lots, for parents to drive to the parking lot with the students, download the homework, go home, finish, go back to the parking lot and upload the work. And this is happening in the United States in underrepresented and underserved communities. And so that's a problem. Can you imagine AI with the power they have? It can create a bigger divide. So we need to make sure that both the private and public sector think of that, not just in the context of geopolitical tensions and advantages or disadvantages that may bring, but to create an equal opportunity for everyone to participate. And I think, I remember meeting with Jim Kavanagh a few months ago, and he said something that resonated with me. Everyone in this room needs to have an AI minor, because your job is going to change dramatically as we go forward.
Antonio, your vision truly sets a remarkable example for everyone in this room and everyone in the industry. As we honor you here tonight, we want to share what values guide you and what advice you have for the other people looking to follow in your footsteps on this journey.
I'm a simple guy in many ways. Speak your mind, be intentional, lead by example, and never compromise on your values. And for me, that's what guides me every single day. As I was telling someone, my office is very accessible to anyone to come and talk to me. I personally answer all my emails. I reach down deep as I need to be, look for this unique set of talents that we can develop. But ultimately, you have to do the right thing. And I take my job very seriously. I believe, where I stand is a unique, privileged position to lead a company that has Hewlett and Packard in the brand, coming from Argentina as an apprentice in a military base and then lead, one of the Fortune 150 companies is something very special, but it comes with a lot of responsibility. And so for me, is that how we create that positive momentum inside the company with a culture that's self-sustained with those values we discussed before. And, for me, it's always about making a contribution every day. And the day I stop learning is my time to go, and today I'm having more fun than I had maybe 45 years ago. And I have an amazing group of people, because you're as good as the people you have around you that challenge you in a good, constructive way. But ultimately, once we make a decision, we commit and go, and we go do it. So that, to me, is important, and obviously, we always, always win the right way with uncompromising integrity. That's non-negotiable in any aspect of what we do.
Well, thank you again, Antonio, for sharing your incredible journey and your expertise in this industry. Everyone give it up for this awesome man.
Thank you.